Guys, welcome back into our channel where we move and improve. My name is Safin Olal. If you're new here, thank you very much for clicking into this video. Please consider subscribing if you still haven't. We are trying to grow. So please consider subscribing if you still haven't. You won't regret it. So straight into the video. Today I'll be giving you a story that I happened to come across on the internet. I was shocked with how events unfolded in this particular story. So it felt like something I want to share with people. And so I thought of introducing a segment where I'll be storytelling. I am not yet 100%, I'm not so good at storytelling, but I'll try and we'll improve as we go. So today I'll be reading to you a story that I found on the internet. I got this from TikTok, from Loves and Pills, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, I'd like to share it with you, and then I'd love your thoughts on whatever I'm going to be sharing. So there are actually two stories that are very similar. The ending is similar. So you guys will tell me how you feel about it and how you'd advise someone who's going through that. So I hope this will be very engaging, and I hope you guys will give me your thoughts on everything that I'm about to share. So yeah, let me get started with the story. Yeah, so the story starts like this. Hi, it is with deep regret that I write this. I know the whole world is going to be against me after reading, but I probably won't be alive to witness that. I don't want to die without confessing either. It's a confession. My name is Peggy, a resident and native of Sekodi. I have had only one friend in my entire life. She was my best friend and the only one I could rely on at any point in my life. Though after we graduated from the university in 2012, I stayed in Accra and she moved back here. We still managed to maintain our friendship. We were so close that people used to think we are lesbians. Bruh. They were that close. I know friends can be that close, yeah? We were so close that people used to think we are lesbians. She was a sister I never had. Everything was going smooth with us after our national service in 2013. We both moved to Kumasi. Kumasi is another place. We both moved to a place called Kumasi for a job vacancy. And lucky enough, we both got taken for the job. So we started living together. First year, we both were very cool and happy with each other. It was nice living together with someone who understands your physical and emotional needs. We were actually each other's support system. I wouldn't say we were of the same character, because since school days she was always the osofomame type of person. Of course you won't maybe it's their slang, it's something they use. And as we continue, we get to know that anasema she wouldn't associate with the boys, didn't even have a boyfriend still after NSS. And she didn't have a boyfriend till after NSS, and we were even working. I had multiple relationships which didn't turn out well. So this also for mame, to me, how I've interpreted it, it might mean someone who doesn't like going out or having boyfriends, someone who's is not into having boyfriends and things like that, because after saying she was also from a type of person, she describes that she never had a boyfriend up until they started working. Yeah, so the next page. I had multiple relationships which didn't turn out well. I had experienced a few heartbreaks and broke a few hearts, but also made some money than she did. Made some money than she did. We were best friends, and she always advised me against relationships, but I seemed to envy the fact that she was a good girl, and wouldn't do things that I do. I tried being like her. It wasn't easy. I couldn't even stay a month without having a man I could call mine. I just had to switch back to me and understand that we're both different individuals. Unfortunately, I had to undergo three abortions. Okay. Unfortunately, I had to undergo 3 abortions, which she happened to know about. Anytime I see her in perfect shape, I hate myself for doing so much harm to my body. It wasn't like I was looking bad. I was just feeling inferior. I began hating my friend on the low. You see, I feel like it got to a point where she feels like this friend of hers is an angel, and her saying the devil will be too much, but I don't know, she felt impure basically. Like she felt like, oh, rafiki yangu, like, okay. I know you get the feeling, I know you get what she felt like. Hapa ndio jealousy ilianza basically. I feel like she's very jealous of this friend of hers. And it's because of her own choices basically. But anyway, let's continue. I began hating my friend on the low. I began telling her indirectly that I hated her for her being too different from me. I started hating her for wasting I started hating her for not wasting her life the way I was wasting mine. I started to keep issues to myself because I felt like the more she learned from me, the wiser she gets in her dealings, in order for her to avoid encounters, because she mostly made statements like, hey, I'll never let this or that happen to me, or I'll never do this or that. You understand? Like, she's the type of person who doesn't want to experience it on her own for her to learn. She's basically learning from all the mistakes that this friend of hers is doing. And so she used to make comments like, Mimi, I won't do those things because I don't want to find myself in situations that you have, you get. So she continues to say, I felt like a manual she was using to live a perfect life. Through 2014 and after, I kept a lot to myself. Excuse me. Through 2014 and after, I kept a lot to myself. She did most of the talking, and sad enough, her stories always get more and more interesting. You get what she's saying? Like, as the years kept on going by, things kept getting better for this friend of hers. By 2015, we were both 27 years old. She met a guy somewhere in 2014 that she always spoke of. Her description of their relationship made me not want to even see the guy because I wasn't happy for her. I always had complicated relationships and guys who weren't interested in me or who took advantage of me. It was like she was having it all. At a point, I wished we weren't sharing the same room. This is the point. I feel like, okay, I'll talk about it at the end. And so at a point, I wished we weren't sharing the same room. I would have felt better if I didn't know or see much. She told me in 2015 that the guy wanted to take her to see her parents and start making marital arrangements. That was it for me. I don't know how I received the message, but I saw my friend very differently. I started picking fights and ignoring her mostly. I remember her asking me one dawn if she had offended me and in any way because she didn't like how I was treating her. But I faked an apology and told her I was having troubles with my boyfriend and it was affecting me. I was actually single at that time. There was no boyfriend. Men stopped coming as a matter of fact. Things got worse when she finally came to tell me the dates they had scheduled to come to Accra to see her parents. Before that, she got promoted to work while I was at where I was. She was still at the same place and the friend is getting promoted. I even had an affair with the supervisor. Damn! Just so that I get that position, but the man still didn't give it to me. I confronted him and he said he couldn't do anything about it because it was the board's decision. I'm not proud of this, but I stopped talking to my friend. I wasn't coming home often. I started to spend the night with a male friend just so I would stop envying her. Sorry. Somehow I wasn't glad about the fact that I was hating her for her success. I was expecting that she will notice and stay away from me, but she rather tried getting closer because she thought something was wrong. She started buying me gifts and doing things just to make me happy. She didn't want me sleeping out because it was a policy not to sleep in any man's place till marriage, because men disrespect you. That statement made me feel stupid for lying to her. I've been sleeping at my boyfriend's place. I just had to return to the house full time. I started to find means to avoid her and end things with her. First, I thought of doing something to make her go mad or crippled, but
oh my God!
At first, I thought of okay. She says, first, I thought of doing something to make her go mad or crippled, but then I told myself I wouldn't let envy make me do something crazy to my friend, to my only friend. They bought things and started planning marriage. She kept telling me things and taking me places for their marriage arrangements and shopping. They intended marrying latest March of 2016. We were in September of 2015. She was just overdoing it. Today it's a picture of this, tomorrow is that. I was going to be her bridesmaid and some other responsibilities she started giving me, though the time wasn't due. In my head I was like, does she want to make me her slave or what? Why was I the only one to do all this for her and not her for me? I was even 3 months older than her. At this point, this Peggy is getting very, very petty. She's looking for mistakes, basically, to like unatafuta makosa so that you make yourself feel better. You see, she's saying, why was like she was making me her slave? Why am I doing all these things for her and not her for me? And I was even older. I was 3 months older than her. Does it matter? The age gap of you and your best friend, like if you're 2 years apart, 5 years apart, does it matter? I bet she was giving her more responsibilities because she trusted her, because she was the best friend, of course. So you trust someone with more responsibilities because you trust that they'll come through. But her, she's feeling bad because, of course, they are not in the same headspace, the two of them. I started looking back at my life and hating every single wrong step I took along the way. I could have been like my friend because we met way back at level 100, where we both were young, naive, yet smart and reasonable. I was looking 30 plus at 27. When I look at myself in the mirror, I saw that though I had a prettier face than she did back in uni days, she was looking way prettier than me at this time. I don't know what came over, but I had this sudden urge to kill her. Hey, wow. It has gotten to now, we are going to like a murder case now. I had a sudden urge to kill her. Wow. Okay. Where are we? It was that strong, but I swear to God, I tried so hard not to. For almost 2 months, I suppressed it. In fact, I started to love her even more. Things were getting better. I was trying not to do it. In December of 2015, she told me that she would be moving out and resigning from work just so that she could go back and join her parents in Accra, where her marriage ceremony would take place, and then she will move and join the husband. The boyfriend had already secured a job for her, and it was an easy decision. I decided to move back to Sekodi and find a job too. We had enough money to do whatever we wanted. A goal we had in common was to be rich wives, so we saved money. We saved money actually. On the 20th of January, we both left Kumasi to our various homes, but we stayed in touch as usual because of her marriage ceremony. The Christmas went well. Everything was was cool. I was invited to Accra by herself and her lover to celebrate the season. I must admit, her man was good to me. When I got back to Sekodi, I couldn't resist the urge to end her life. The feeling got intensified, and I spent every night planning what to do. She had a better job waiting for her to resume on 15th January, and the marriage ceremony will happen in the early days of March. I didn't have any, so I had to start the year on a bad note. You remember she said this friend of hers decided to move back to Accra. She was quitting the job they were doing together. She was moving back to Accra. The parents are in Accra, and the marriage ceremony was supposed to happen there. So I'm guessing the husband was also in Accra, and then the husband had gotten a job for her in Accra, so that once like the transition was like she goes to like the marriage ceremony happens and maybe they start living together in Accra because the husband had secured a new job for the wife. And so this girl also decided to go back to Sekodi. They were in another place, I've forgotten the name, but they were in another place that's not Sekodi and it's not Accra. There's another place here, they were there. So Peggy also decided to go back to Sekodi and start over. So she's saying her year was starting on a bad note because she didn't have anything. So of course the friend has a job, she has a marriage to look forward to, and she has nothing. Yeah, that is where we are. If you are lost kidogo, because I think pia mimi I was, but nimeelewa what was happening. I wanted her to lose it all at once.
Stop it. Get some help.
I planned for days and finally settled on what to do. I got someone to buy me
stretching.
I'll put the name here for you guys to see. I don't know where the person got it, but I received it. I traveled to Accra and lodged in a hotel for 2 days. The third day, I called to inform the best friend now. I've been in Accra for 3 days and about leaving, so she should meet up. Like, I've been here for a while. I've been in Accra for a while. Let's hook up, let's meet up, because I'm about to leave. So the best friend obviously comes through. She comes for the meetup. We had a drink and I dropped the stretching in stretching in hers and left for Sekodi. Akiuyu. Why? I don't want to give details on how it all happened. I did it and that's it. All I want to say is I got news that she was ill and eventually died the same day. My phone was off, so I got news the next day. So I don't think the phone was off. Like, it was deliberate. Like, alizima simu, like she switched her phone off. I was thinking it would make me happy, but it didn't. Hearing that my friend was no more hurt me so much. I spent days mourning her death. My life hasn't been the same to date. I can't forgive myself. I tried to be happy, but I can't. It's been almost 7 years and I still live in a pain. I write this tearfully and I'm sure I'll join her soon. My little lesson to everyone out there is jealousy, envy is a destroyer. There's no good in taking the life of another. You wouldn't be able to live with it. If you find yourself in a similar situation, just live the person's life. I know someone will definitely get a clue of who the deceased friend of mine is. I just want to say sorry. My actions had to hurt a lot of people. Her fiancé, Jerry, her parents, and her only brother, Nicholas, and everyone affected by her death. If you happen to come across this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I did this. It might be too late to want to do something to me because I'm probably normal. I'll probably be normal. It hurts like I just did it. And that is the end of our story. Wow. So I actually thought I'd be able to do, because I have another similar story, but the video is already too long, so I won't be able to tell you that story. But it was something very, very similar, and this is someone who's different from that one. So You see what she says, like, remove yourself from the situation. I wish there was a time when she decided to like move out because she didn't want to see all the wins this friend of hers was having. I wish she just moved out, because you can always decide to remove yourself out of a situation if you feel like it's becoming too much for you. No one is forcing you to live with him. Yes, you guys are best friends. You're not like, no one was tying you to living in that house if you feel like it is becoming unhealthy competition. You see, with best friends, you can have healthy competition. We are all human beings at the end of the day. We are allowed to be jealous, but to what extent, to what level? Because you can be, there's a nice type of jealous. You can be jealous to want like, and want more for yourself. It like, you're like, hey, this and this is happening for my friends, for my friend, let me try and do this so that I'm able to like, even me, I reach where she is. But if your jealousy is the type that you want to finish someone, you want to like kill someone because you feel like they're ahead of you, then like you really need to contemplate on where your life is and like restructure everything. Because what? Anyway, you like, please engage with me and tell me whether you like these types of videos, and comment down below on what you think about such cases. Do these things happen in, like, have you experienced them in your life? Have you seen someone who's gone through the same? Maybe it didn't come to a point of now killing them, mama nini, but there are extreme types of jealousies that lead to like things that are almost close to this. Might not be like killing someone, but you get the point. Anyways, please subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be very grateful. And so yeah, I think I'll be doing more of this, and I want to promise that I'll be doing a story. I'll be dropping a story every Wednesday. So if you have a story, I think I'll put my email on the description box, so that if you have anything maybe you'd want me to share with people, I can. We want to learn from each other and learn from people's experiences. We don't have to experience them on our own for us to learn. Please, if you have something you want to tell me, Ama, if you have a plug on where I can get nice stories, comment down below. Muniambie what I should do next. I have a lot of stories. I've gotten a plug. I have a lot of stories, so I'll be sharing, and I hope you'll be engaging with me. Thank you very much once more. Bye. Thank you. Subscribe.